Good morning and hello, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are again on the award-winning Chatbox Productions. A lovely shout out this morning for the breakfast show coming up on Thursday, as always, 8 a.m. UK time. And again, what a show we have coming for you. What a show. And I'm not even going to talk at the moment about the late night show, which, as you'll know, comes every other Wednesday evening from 8 p.m. Wow, we'll be talking about that as well. But a superb breakfast show coming up. Momentum is building. People are kind of commenting. There's lots of kind of activity going on in the background. And the breakfast show is best when there's lots of activity. So click on the links, join, put some comments in the chat box. As always, let us know how you're doing and run the lovely risk of getting a shout out live on the show. Excited, my friend?
As always, very excited. Yes, new surroundings for me as well. Moved last week, so coming from a new virtual studio, but hopefully I'll get settled and I'll be in my office very, very soon. So yeah, exciting with the breakfast show and what's going to be a really interesting late night show. We're going to, as you said, Nick, we're going to talk more about that later on this evening when we'll be doing a live shout out and telling you about the late night show in more detail.
Yeah, definitely one not to be missed. But so the breakfast show, my friend, this will be show number 30, right? 30 shows in. Can you believe it?
Doesn't seem that long ago since we started. But, well, I suppose we are. We're 9 months in now, or 8.5 months in. Show 30.
You think we'll be getting good at that point? Yeah, we'd know what we're doing.
Yeah, I think we're getting the handle on the tech, aren't we? You know, things seem to be working a lot better than ever. I've just cursed it. That's the commentator's curse, of course. Yeah, I think we've got it organised. We've got a queue of people now coming along and wanting to join us on the show each week on the breakfast show and the late night show, which is fantastic to have so many people wanting to join us and share their stories, their top tips, their journeys.
Yeah, I've had a lot of conversations about the show. People that I haven't commented yet, so I didn't even know they were watching. Loving the show, really good that people are sharing their knowledge and experience. Never seen anything like it. You know, great information, taking a lot away from it. You know, all the sorts of things you want to hear about the show. And lovely audience. It's all about you, right? So, what do you want? What do you want to hear about? What do you want to talk about? You know, we are all ears. So just let us know. Either let us know on one of the social media platforms or in the chat box during one of these live shout outs or one of the live shows. It'd be great to hear from the audience what's going on in your world, especially as the clock is ticking on furlough. You know, the looming national insurance rise is coming. You know, how are you faring? You know, is it picking up, right? Are things getting better? Or are you looking at the end of September thinking, yeah, I'm going to be in a spot of bother here because my part of the world hasn't picked up at all.
Yeah, and it's interesting out there at the moment, isn't it? There's a very mixed bag of opinions and what's going to happen at the end of furlough. Is everything going to be good? You know, things return to normality. Those people that are still on furlough return to the workplace or maybe working from home. Is there a job still there for them? Or has that company, that organisation over the last 20 months pivoted, dynamically changed how they operate? And actually that person is now redundant because the way that company now works is very different. Is there a need for that individual to come back into that particular position? And would that company replace that individual into another position where maybe there is a space or a need or an opportunity? So I think it's going to be interesting to see. I read actually in the news that employment, I still think is, very, very high, but they're actually saying it's almost back to pre-pandemic times for work placements, which I kind of sit there and think, really? Have we recovered that quickly? Or is this just a bit of hot air gossip that's appeared on one of the front of the tabloids this morning? So it'd be interesting to see how it pans out over the course of this month and where we see ourselves later on this year with the whole pandemic. Will it revitalise itself? Are we going to see another wave crashing through the UK or maybe globally? How is your business set up to cope now? Will you be, in a strong position? There's so much uncertainty still, I believe, not from a negative point of view, but we just don't know. I think is the biggest thing. We don't know tomorrow numbers take a big hit. But I read also lots of things on Facebook. What lots of people think is just this is a conspiracy. Maybe there's a show there, Nick, for us to talk about the pandemic and if it's a conspiracy or not. Has this all been made up to control us like, Big Brother, to keep us in our place, to stop us doing the things that we're known to be doing? I don't know. I don't have the answers. I'd love to know what you think out there.
You love a conspiracy, don't you? You and your moon landings and everything else. Maybe it's a conspiracy show, right? We'll get as many crackpots on as you like, and they'll tell us all of their theories, and then we'll cut them off, right, when we've heard enough. I don't know, mate. I think there's enough nonsense being spread around. So the more you encourage it, I think that the less likely we're going to have them on the show.
I'd just like to hear other people's opinions. I've got some connections from our various social media platforms, certainly on LinkedIn as well, which is one of our big streaming platforms. And there's such a mixed bag out there. People, these are professional experts in their particular fields, from, very high flying roles and positions. And then lots of them are saying, well, I'm not going to get the jab because I don't think I need to have that jab. This is all just a load of waffle. So it'd be really interesting to hear those views, and are they brave enough to come on the show and talk about it? I just think it'd be quite a good show, Nick. Maybe that's for the next late night show. We can kind of, have a look at different people's opinions, because we all have opinions, like we have, everyone knows the saying, don't they? But anyway, by the by, so the breakfast show. Back to the breakfast show. It's an exciting breakfast show coming up this week. We have two great guests joining us on the show. Would you like to know who they are, Nick?
Yes, please, my friend. Who's coming on the show to share their knowledge, experience, and educate me, you, and our lovely audience?
Yeah. So our first guest coming on the show this week is Zitah McMillan from Predictive Black. And Zitah comes from a world of something I really enjoy, actually. It's all about artificial intelligence, AI. And what she's doing is that they're using AI in the financial sector to allow like your accountant or your financial decision makers, your FD, to be able to see what's happening, predict what that future looks like, predict you being in the black and not in the red. And that's going to be super exciting because it's a world that I understand, technology, and I think it's a world that we all need to know more about, which is finance. How to look after the pennies and the pounds, or the cents and the dollars, or the cents and the euros. So that's our first.
Loads to learn, mate. Loads of questions already for the lovely Zitah. Fantastic, great start. Who else is coming on the show?
And after that, we have Ian Farrar from Far North, which is a sales and marketing consultancy. And really interesting because Ian has got so much great content to share with us. And sales and marketing for all of our business plays such a big part, doesn't it? If we're not marketing who we are, we're probably not really selling our product or service. How do we get our message clearly and concisely to our audience? How do we get them to engage with us and buy from us and not go to the competition? There's all sorts of, wars that are happening out there, between the local retailers and the Amazon Amazon. So the high street versus Amazon, and all that gets spoken about so much. And I'd really like to see someone's opinion on that as well. Do you buy from Amazon? I think most people do. I do. I ordered something at 11 o'clock last night, coming today for delivery. I couldn't have got that from my local high street regardless. It's not available. Okay, I want some bolts about that long. I'd have to go to Screwfix or something like that, which again is a national. So for me, sales and marketing is absolutely key to our success. And I've spoken to lots of local retailers over the last 18 months, and so many of them say, this is a bad place we're in at the moment. The world is upside down. My sales are through the floor. Amazon are ruling the world, not just because of the pandemic, but just because people's choice, the way people shop. And the question I ask them, are you online? They go, oh, no, I'm not online. So, why not? If you want to, be part of it, you've got to play in the same playing field as well. So I'm sure Ian will better talk a lot about how to position our business, our organisation. And
Hopefully he's watching right now and gearing up his answers for all those multiple questions. What a great show, right? Know your numbers, right? If you're a business, two things: know your numbers and sell. Right? Nothing happens until something's sold. This is almost going back to basics of what a business needs. So loads to learn. I bet I'll trip myself up more than once. I've probably fallen into some bad habits, financially, maybe sales, maybe. I don't know about you, mate. Do you just rely on Chatbox to do all the selling for you? Surely this is enough. What?
Absolutely. This brings all the dollars through the door, doesn't it? In fact, most of you probably don't know, but Chatbox was set up by Nick and myself during the pandemic to really communicate, share, collaborate, get people talking and sharing their journeys and stories. And it's great, and I love it, and it's great fun. Nick and I are so passionate about that. But of course, we have our own businesses as well, which we have to put some of our love and care and attention to those as well. So I'm going to be really interested in listening to Ian, because there's always something to learn, because every day's a school day. And it'd be interesting to see what he suggests that we should all be thinking about in our businesses.
Yeah, and one of the things, mate, one of the exciting chapters in the Chatbox kind of development is we're going on the road, aren't we?
We are indeed, yeah. In fact, Networking Essex, run by good friend and colleague Aaron Desmond, is running this is his second event since kind of lockdown eased, and it's called Spring into Business Expo. Wednesday, the 22nd of September. Yeah, so I'll pop out the side there. Wednesday, the 22nd of September, so next week, 10:30 to 3:30. Now, I appreciate if you're watching this in Australia or the US or South Africa or somewhere else around the world, it's going to be tough for you to attend. It's a physical face-to-face. But of course, if you are in the Essex area or close by, do look this up, do booking, do come along. Come and find Nick and I, we will be there. And there's so many great exhibitors there. Look at this. And we're down here in the bottom right-hand corner, Chatbox Productions. Nick and I are going there to have some great conversations with all these fantastic businesses. Some of them we know, quite a lot of them we know. From being around here on our stomping ground.
Lots of friends of the show. Yes.
Huge list. Over 100 exhibitors will be attending. So there's going to be some great conversation. And it's not to be missed. That's why Nick and I will be there doing a chat box. And we will be doing some live streams throughout the day as well. We're going to try and aim for every hour on the hour, starting from 11 o'clock, putting some live interviews out there with some of the guests, some of the sponsors. Maybe we'll try and get Aaron in front of the camera as well and have a conversation with him about how it's all gone and how he made all this happen during challenging times.
I'm told he's as elusive as Banksy, mate. You won't see him. He supposedly exists, but he's so busy in the background creating the magic that you hardly see him.
I'm sure he will be there, and I'm sure if we ask him nicely, or in fact we just run in front of him, say you're live on camera, what do you think, Aaron? We can get a conversation and a few words from him. So really looking forward to that, because it's going to kind of be our first outing as Chatbox Productions at an event where we're going to be sharing lots of great content and lots of fantastic interviews and meeting lots of lovely people.
Yeah, let's see if there are other award winners in the room, strutting their stuff.
Did you mention?
Award.
In fact, yes, let's just quickly mention that. For those that don't know, this is your first time tuning into Chatbox Productions. Nick and I are an award-winning chat show. We picked up a Nova Award. Officially, the big night, the black tie do, is not until next month, middle of October time, where we will get our official award. But it has been announced. We are award-winning, and thank you for nominating us and joining us. We love doing this show. We really, really do.
Right, mate. Well, it's back to work. I think that's enough. That's enough. Stop enjoying yourself, audience. All right, you get back to your work. Okay, get off your platforms. Open your inbox, see what's going on in your world. But don't forget, tune in Thursday morning, 8 a.m. Best place to be for all things business and a little bit of fun thrown in too.
Until then, see you soon. Bye-bye.